What up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Barbell Brigade Talk Show. I'm the Silent Mike. I'm also with Miranda, who's been killing it on social media. I wanted to ask you, do you think there's any advantage to being natty on in social media and fitness?
Natty as in what?
No steroids.
No steroids.
Are people even honest about it though?
I think so. I feel like this is
more than ever.
yeah,
Maybe not everyone.
More than ever, but not everyone is honest. Yeah, Mike's right.
Yeah, that is an interesting question.
Because there's people that are clearly on, they don't talk about it, they just dance around it. And then there are people that are like, this is my whole cycle, I take this, this. So I think the transparency is more than ever. But then there's also people that don't really talk about it. But I was just wondering, from your perspective, do you feel like there is advantages or disadvantages or pros and cons of being on or not?
Well, funny you say that. So, I just got my blood work done for the first time as a 27-year-old.
Okay.
I've been told to do this for years.
To get your blood work?
And I never did.
I never did either. I should probably
I'm not sure why I'd say anytime I have to go to some doctor thing, it's a whole thing for me. I like to mentally prepare myself to get there to want to do this, even though I need to for my health anyways. But I'd say it's a process to even get myself mentally to do that. Because it's such a lot of time, right? So to me, I'm like, oh, I could have been in the gym longer.
And it doesn't feel like a necessity.
Yes.
If you catch a cold, then okay,
yes.
medicine. But this is I guess I'm feeling good, but I'm still going anyway.
Right, if you're young and healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like that, when you start to get sick and you're like, oh man, I really should have appreciated breathing out of my nose. It's that whole concept.
Yeah.
So anyways, my point is I got my blood work done for the first time, and my results, I would say were okay, but I'd say I had very low testosterone. So it's actually very interesting because I would say I've put on a lot of good muscle mass, I would say, in the last year and a half. And so I asked myself, if I would have prioritized getting my blood work done when I was 21, 22, 23, where would my physique be at right now?
Be way more muscle?
Yeah.
Do you have a nutritionist or someone guiding you through that, to fix that? Or
yeah,
is
so
it a chemical route?
So I'm actually, I am connected with Transcend. And so I'd say they're a company where, they're wanting to actually help promote, the best you possible, which means fixing yourself from within. That's the key point.
Yeah.
And I'd say
so they're like a hormone therapy company.
Yes. And so I'm not taking steroids. I am natty. Right. Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Drug test is bust through the door.
I would say the people that accuse others on steroids that don't even look like they're on steroids, I would say those people are the ones that are uneducated about a lot of things. And it just shows your lack of when she's on steroids. No, her voice is deep. No, my voice has been like this. I had no control of it. I didn't ask for it. And I don't know if you can actually change your vocal cords. I don't think that's impossible. Maybe you can. I don't know.
PEDs did.
Sure. Yeah. Well, again, but that's the thing is my voice has always been like this.
Yeah.
So I'd say to answer your question, it's I think a lot of guys take testosterone and they're not honest about it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Fuck
well, even just the terms TRT and HRT got popular over the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Guys will take whatever dose and just say, well, I'm on TRT, which means therapy.
Yeah.
Well, no, you're just taking loads of steroids.
Well, I guess this would be
what's the intent behind it? Yeah, why is your skin gray?
Yeah.
I'd say I guess that would be a question I would say from me to you guys is why is there such a misconception about men being honest about taking steroids? Why is it such a controversy thing where it's they can't they can't admit it?
I got answers.
Why is it? Why is that a thing?
I think it ties into identity and a lot of people's identity with work ethic. So I tweeted this out years ago and people were so mad. They still get so mad. Where I said, because everyone says, what is it? Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work or some shit like that. And it's just simply not true. The genetics rule all. Talent beats all. I've known personal stories from the highest level professional athletes. Not only, you're in the NBA, NFL, but you're an all-star.
Yeah.
I'm not going to mention names. You're an all-star, all-league, all-pro in the best, and they don't show up for practice. They don't eat right. Yeah. They're partying every weekend.
Like John Jones.
There's even rumors about...
Any company whoops everyone's ass.
There's even rumors about Jordan being an alcoholic.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And that guy's the best player in basketball, let alone other sports, right? So, long story short, I think guys and ladies feel that you're undercutting their genetics or their work ethic when you say, you're on steroids. You look good, Bart, because you're on test. But if you go to science, if you go to anything else, me and Bart talk about it all the time, steroids do work. Steroids do work better than working out. like scientifically. So when you tell someone that, they're going to be like, oh, my poor ego.
Oh yeah, ego.
You know? And so then I understand why lying about it. And I do, like, not that I agree with it.
Because they don't want people to take away, like, what they've actually put in.
Right. Or sponsorships or general perception of steroids since the Mark McGuire era and all that. It's always been bad, devil this. So, like, yeah, I guess the HRT and TRT terms maybe help it slightly, right, to become more popular in a good light. But like anything else, the devil's in the dose. How much you're taking, why you're taking it, what you're doing, and then why are you doing it?
Yeah. Yeah, what's the intent?
Yeah, you're just trying to get likes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just trying to get likes? Is that the best route?
If you are more ripped, you do get more views and
For
get
sure,
more likes.
100%. I mean, that's why you and I diet. That's why you and I try to, stay muscular. Like, yeah, we like training, but we want to look a certain way because business calls. But I do wonder if there's any event. Do you think there's advantages to being natty?
So
besides our natural nut size?
Actual social media wise, I don't think there's any advantages to being natty. I think it's a personal ROI that you do where you're like, I'm trying to play this the long game and this is like my own moral decision. But like if I was from the outside and if I was like a manager at CAA or something, right? And I'm trying to manage like this new team of lifter, athlete, influencers. If I had a team of 19-year-olds that came to me, they were like, jump on steroids now because you're going to get jacked really fast and then you'll grow your pages. But then that's in the short term, right? And then and my goal is to grow their career.
Yeah. But then once they turn 35 and they look 50,
but that's outside of the scope of my job and what I'm being hired to do. So I can see why a lot of kids are like, oh shit, I'm 19. In 2 years, I can have a Lambo if I just inject myself with some tests and I get all these sponsors. So I can see why people want to do it, and I definitely think there's an advantage. And because I've also been lifetime natty, but I've also never been the type to like wear that on my sleeve.
Yeah, it's not in our bios.
Because there's people that are in their bio like, lifetime natty. I'm like, no one gives a fuck, bro.
Yeah. No, we know you're natty, buddy. You're skinny. Yeah, we know.
I would say even having that, like that just screams insecurity.
Where they just have like lifetime.
Again, like I'd say that's like in the whole concept of like when everyone has to be like, and like they go on and on about balance. It's like, no one asked you.
Yeah.
No one asked you to talk about this again. You already talked about it last week. Yeah, you obviously went out like you looked like you drank the whole weekend, and like now instead of you just saying that you had a great weekend, now it's like my whole time in my fitness journey, like I've always done this, and like now it's like balance, and it's like, yeah, but why are we always talking about it?
Not the same
but
thing.
because it's the guilty conscience. That's why.
Yeah, the little story.
Because again, like nobody's saying don't go out with your friends and have fun and or don't drink. No one's saying that. Do what you want. You know what I mean? Like no one's saying that. No one's encouraging you to just be insane like me. No one's saying to do that. I actually can't even remember the last time I drank alcohol and actually felt alcohol. Like I can't even right now in this moment like remember the last time.
Because you haven't drinking in a long time.
It was like I know actually. Okay, I think
that's a presses test.
I would say I do actually remember now. I remember when I did this was it was actually last year. I had to go to Vegas for a day.
And I just got hammered drunk.
And I had to
running up and down the strip.
Well, no, I'd say to stay awake. To stay awake, I actually had to.
I see.
Because I'd say it was just like a lot of I had a layover, and then I got there really late, and then the performance was coming on at like 3:00 in the morning, and like that was already, like, I can't think of the time difference now. I think they're 2 hours ahead than Eastern Standard Time.
Oh yeah, 3
because this is not Eastern Standard Time, so this is not even okay. Anyways, the time. And then like I knew I wasn't going to bed till like 6:30 in the morning, and then like I had to leave for the airport like at 8.
So you're like, fuck it, I just
got it out.
So it was more so like if I don't do this right now, it's not that I want to. If I don't do this right now, I will fall asleep standing up, and that's like the only reason why I did it. But again, it's just kind of like it's just the steroids, balance. When you keep talking about it, you seem guilty.
I see.
You know what I mean?
Something funny to me is steroids have a negative connotation when we talk about them. Let's say,
but like why though? You know what I mean?
I mean,
a lot of men take
there's
steroids.
Negatives. Yeah, I think there's
a lot of men have low tests, which also correlates to depression. So again, it's like
for sure.
You guys are so uneducated about steroids because again, like if you're not abusing them, they actually could help you.
For
They
sure.
could also help you potentially have kids. Like they could also, you know, help. Like I would say, like fix your life from within. So that way you actually have, you know, a better outlasting life. So it's like, again, there's so much like negativity about it. Like no one gives a fuck.
Yeah, some is a lack of education for sure. Because there's definite negatives. There's some positives for sure.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I'm not talking about like blasting steroids. I'm not
Yeah,
saying that.
well,
I'm saying, like,
but in our culture, right?
Yeah,
but if I'm talking pop culture, what's interesting to me is it has that negative connotation.
Yeah.
But then when you speak about it in lingo, it has good connotation. So
yeah.
I'm offering you guys Bart, or do you want Bart on steroids? You want Bart on steroids, right? Like, dude, you want to go to In-N-Out Burger? It's a pretty good burger. Or we could go to Jimmy's. It's a burger on steroids.
Yeah,
it's a positive thing all of a sudden, right?
Yeah,
but
right,
in general, if you're like, oh, if you told your mom,
yeah.
oh yeah, my buddy's on steroids, she would think it's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny.
But if you want to give them more something,
you want that truck? You want the truck on steroids? It's like cool, but it's bad. It's cool, but it's bad.
I have a funny thing to say is I would say like that's kind of like creatine monohydrate is steroids too. So I've been on steroids
for
like,
Natty.
Like 10 years.
Oh, okay.
I forget to take
creatine.
mine.
Yeah, I forgot to bring mine on my trip and I'm pissed off about
I have chewables.
So,
creatine chewables?
Yeah.
Does it taste good?
Yeah, it tastes delicious actually.
So I'd say you don't know what tastes good until you actually have like ghost supplements.
So you put it in your mouth.
Okay, we're not doing that today.
So yeah, I think the take home is I think what you alluded to a little bit is a lot of people focus on the thing, like steroids or not steroids, but I actually think it's what you do with that, right?
Yep.
So like if you're on steroids and you win the untested federation, you become Mr. Olympia, that's fucking awesome. But there's also tons of people that are on steroids that have done literally nothing with it.
Right.
And or if you want to stay natty and you've been able to build a sick ass career, that's fucking awesome. And there's also people that have been natty and did nothing with it as well. So I think the focus is don't focus on the daily repetitive conversation as you alluded to. Like, okay, what's next?
Yeah, internal or external.
Steroids, natural, what is it? But what's actually next? What comes after that?
Yeah.
And I think that's probably like the best way to take a look at it. We'll see you guys in the next video.